Oh, I guess I can introduce myself. My name is Monique Bryan, and I am your success coach, which means not only do I give you the roadmap and the tools in your business, but I also help you when you come up against those roadblocks in your life. My superpower is curating your branding message so it hits the soul of your customer. It is all about making an emotional connection with your audience, guys. One of the key reasons people do not buy from you is a lot of the times they're just confused about what it is you do. Like, they're like, why would I pick you over the competition? What makes you different? I don't understand. How do you help me? Or sometimes your messaging comes across as like, you don't get me, or I don't get you, you know? And that, like, the reason customers don't buy is because they're confused about what the hell you do or how you can help them. And that sucks, right? Like, that is the killer of dreams, the killer of business, right? When your customer is confused. And this is something this is a topic that I'm going to talk about on Monday, is like, confused customers don't buy. That is Monday's topic. So tune in Monday at 11 for that one. But today is Q&A Fridays. Hey Jamila, today's Q&A Friday. So what questions do you guys have for me? Hey Koji, I see you online there. Welcome. Koji, are you on Instagram? Talk to me. Tell me if you're on Instagram. If you are, follow me at Monique Bryan _co, and you'll get you'll never miss me, because I love how Instagram just like alerts when you're online. I think Facebook does that too, but I find like there's a lot more activity happening over here on the gram. That's just what it is. So guys, what is going on? Let's talk questions. So today's question is, what do you do when you want to transition from one entrepreneurial pursuit to another? Ooh, I like this one. Because listen, we are all victims to the shiny object syndrome, right? And you guys know what that is, right? It's like 1 minute you're working on this one thing, and then this great idea pops up, and then you're like, okay, I should go work on that thing now. And then you leave this thing and you go over to that thing. I am so guilty of that. I love the new shiny business. And I mean, I think that's one of the reasons I work with new businesses and I coach, because I love newness. I love working on new business. It just gets me like really fired up. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're like, yeah, Wendy, great question, right? And you are like, what? I'm doing one thing and I want to be doing, and as entrepreneurs, listen, if you're an entrepreneur, it's like, you already have ideas for what you want to do next. Like, it's almost like you get the idea, you start actioning it, and a new one pops up. Like, it's just like, it moves that quickly, which is so annoying. And great, because you've got all of these great ideas. However, it can really get in your way a lot of the times. So there's a few things to unpack here. So one being, it's like, if you have one business and you're working at that, and then you've decided, like, you've given it a good chance. That's a piece too, right? Sometimes we start things and we haven't given it a chance to thrive, and we give up. I mean, that's the short version of it, right? We think it's not working, people are not buying, so we give up. And that is the worst thing you can do to find it. Like, you've spent all this time, you've got this idea, you spent all this time developing it, and then you think you've done everything to make it work, and then it doesn't work after a couple of months, and you're like, oh, it doesn't work. Or even it hasn't worked over the last year. It's like, guys, if you have something that you want to start, you've got to make a commitment that you're in this for the long haul, right? It is a marathon, not a sprint. So what are you committed to? Are you committed to making this business work no matter what? So we'll get to if it doesn't work and how do you transition over to another entrepreneurial journey. But my question to this person would be like, have you given it a chance in the beginning? Like, have you really given your business a chance? And this is a conversation I've had many times because you guys, as you know, I've had 2 startups before this coaching business. And the first business I gave 6 years to, the second business 2 years to, right? And now I have this business, and they were all in preparation for where I'm at right now. They really, really, really were. However, had I given it a couple of months, that's not going to tell me if, first of all, if I only given a couple of months into a business, I am definitely not committed. I am interested. You know the difference? Like, you're interested, you're excited, you want to do this thing, but you're not actually committed to making it work. And when you're committed to your entrepreneurial venture working, you will do anything for it to work. You will try new things, try new marketing, find new partners, hire someone to help. You will try everything before you say, nah, this isn't for me, right? You have got to try everything if you are committed. And you've got to say, like I used to say, you know, you need to be able, like everyone knows, you need like 5 to 10 years to be making like crazy ducats the way you want to be. And I know nobody wants to hear that, myself included. I don't want to hear I need to put in that much time to make my millies, okay? However, it is so true. It's facts. When you see people come out, when you assume people come out the gate swinging and they're making pure money in a short period of time, you actually did not see the back end work that's been happening with them for the last 10 years. That's prepared them for that moment, right? Where their opportunity met preparation, that's actual, then we call it luck, right? Like that's actually what happened versus they just created something and then it's done. And you're like, oh my God, how did they make that happen in such a short period of time? You didn't see the back end work. You didn't see the back end work. So where are you committed in your business? And I think the question should be, where are you not committed to making your business work? Like what stories are you telling yourself that this isn't gonna work, or you're too busy, or this isn't for you, but you actually haven't put in the work to see what it could be, okay? Hey Jamila, hi everybody who's joining. Yeah, and like Azetta, you know, said it perfectly. How bad do you want it? Like that is my mantra, guys, right? Like we talked about this a few weeks ago. When things get in your way and it gets difficult, it gets hard, and you're like, oh, I don't know if this is for me. It's like, what are you listening to? Are you listening to your head? Are you listening to your heart? In your head, it's like, usually that's not like, I mean, okay, listen, up here, this is not your gut. Your gut doesn't live up here. Your gut lives here. It lives here. It knows if it's a full body yes or a no, right? When something is a full body yes, you know it. You know it in your gut, hands down, you know what to do, right? When it's like a aha, or like a fear, or you're trying to like figure it out in your head, or you're like, I'm not too sure. It's like, that is you trying to either convince yourself of something or talk yourself out of something or rationalize something around your business. And you want to just like stay out of that place if you're trying to make a decision on whether or not this entrepreneurial journey is for you. Your gut will tell you, always. It's the question is, are you listening? Are you listening to what your gut is trying to tell you? Because it knows everything. It knows everything all day, every day. Yes, Jamila is saying, I look at my business like a baby in the early stage. You can give up on it. You can't give up on it. It's too precious. Yes, perfect. In the beginning, your business is your business baby, right? And I heard somebody say this on a panel once, because she was comparing, you know, people who have children and people who start new business. And the people who have children sometimes are like, well, you know, starting a new business isn't the same thing as having a child. And hello, who says, right? Like, I don't have any children. However, it needs to be nurtured in the beginning, right? There's things that you're going to have to say no to because your business baby has taken over, right? They run the show, right? If a client calls you and you need to do something, it's like, that means maybe you can't go and hang out with your friends, or you can't go on that vacation you wanted to go on because your business at that moment in time won't allow it. It doesn't mean you can't plan for it in the future, but it means right now it won't allow it. So you have got to treat your business in the beginning like a baby. It's precious. It needs to be nurtured. It's unpredictable. it can change. Sometimes it has a tantrum. Sometimes it needs to be fed. Sometimes it needs to just chill, right? Like in those moments where it's just perfect and you're just like, let me relish in this moment. Perfect analogy, right? It's like, that's when you're like, oh yes, my baby is so perfect. And most of the time it's running rampant and you don't know what the hell's going on with it. Like, that's it, right? Like that is your business baby. So before you go and transition into another entrepreneurial journey, path, opportunity, you want to ask yourself, have you taken the time to nurture the one you have, the current business you have? Have you taken the time to really give it a chance? So I was having this conversation with myself these last few weeks, and because I was, as you guys know, I'm looking to start the podcast. And it's not like looking to start the podcast. The podcast is starting, right? The graphic is made. I'm lining up the interviews. I have my first recording on Monday. And I'm so excited. It's going to be called Your Juicy Delicious Life, right? Very in line with me. As you guys know, I have the program, the online coaching program called Your Juicy Delicious Business. If anyone's interested in that, please go check out the bio link. I'm taking people on the wait list now. The new program is going to start in August. So I have the program called Your Juicy Delicious Business. The podcast is Your Juicy Delicious Life. And we're going to talk about everything around business, relationships, and your mindset and those roadblocks that are preventing you from living your best, juiciest days and your best, juiciest life. I'm so excited about it. So that was a little bit of a tangent. But I was having this conversation around like, how long am I committed to this business? And I'm like, it can change and alter and all of those things, but I am so committed to what I'm doing that it's like a part of me, really, right? I really, really, really am. So whatever it looks like, and guys, you want to give up what you think your business should look like, because 9 times out of 10, it don't look like that. Those days don't look like that. Your clients don't always look like that. Your opportunities that come your way don't always look like that. So you want to give up what it looks like. And that's something I had to do. I didn't start out saying I'm going to be on Instagram all the time with video. I said I was going to come on once in a blue moon. Let me try it out. And you guys know, if you've seen the earlier videos, right? Like so many things were different, right? Like the camera angles were different. I was a bit different. There wasn't as much like it was different. And now it's like a comfortable place where we just hang out on Mondays and Fridays talking biz, right? Yes, as that is saying, your business is your life. Yes, it is. As an entrepreneur, it's a mindset. It's a way of being, right? So I had to have a conversation with myself with like, Monique, if X in your business doesn't work, X being whatever the thing I'm creating next, are you committed to this business? And it's like, yes, like 110%. I am clear I'm in the place to be. And this isn't a head conversation. This is a heart conversation. And I implore all of you guys to be doing that in your business. Have a heart conversation with the business you're trying to build. And if you need any help with that, join the email list. You'll get an automatic template to start going through your business, your Juicy Delicious day, your marketing, like all of the different pieces. It's a free template. So join the email list and you'll get that, or DM me after this and I'll put you on the list. But it's definitely a heart conversation you want to be having. And as Zeta was saying, sometimes you need to give it a timeout. Yeah, your business, definitely. You need to, sometimes we're doing so much that we don't give it an opportunity to like chill. And Brown's Well Healing says, how do you balance doing whatever it takes and taking care of yourself, i.e. energy drains and body drains because you're working too much? Girl, you are preaching to the choir. So for those of you who are seeing me for the first time, I am a breast cancer survivor. I finished my chemotherapy, it was last year, and I was doing radiation up until January. So I am like 8-9 months cancer free. However, I know what it's like to, before that, I used to work like around the clock. round the clock, round the clock, round the clock. No, that's not what gave me cancer. So guys, just stop. Okay. I was a very healthy human being. Okay. Because we could get into that. We're not going to get into that conversation. However, because of the cancer, now I don't have the same amount of energy to dedicate in a day to something like I used to. And that could be something that, you know, changes over time. But right now I only have so many hours in a day that I can give you this 100%. So I totally feel you on this. I know it's something that's like a balancing act. So we could have a whole, like, thank you for asking that question, because I think that that's a question we're going to explore here on the live. One, you need to really look at what you're eating. Look at what you're eating, guys. It has such an impact on your psyche and your energy levels. If you want to be at maximum potential, eat good that day, really. Okay, that's one. Two, you really want to look at what are the things that you're doing in your business that you could delegate to someone else. And this is one, guys, that is so difficult for me to do. I don't want to give anybody control over anything. I want to control all of it. And that is to my own detriment. So there's a task, and I don't remember who it originated from, but my friend Andrea Henry was like, Monique, do this task. It's helped streamline her business, and she's gotten double the amount of sales, which is basically you write out, like on a sticky, like you see this thing behind me here. You write on the wall, you take stickies and you write a task. Everything you do becomes one task, one sticky. You put it on the wall, right? Every single thing you do, from making lunches to talking to clients, to posting on your social media, to updating your website, every single task gets its own sticky. And then what you do when you're completely finished, you separate it into what do you absolutely nobody else can do but you, and then what's the thing that you could delegate. But if you have absolutely whatever only you can do, no one else can do, everything else you may want to hire a virtual assistant to take care of, like ASAP. And you can get one really feasibly on Upwork.com. Put a call out on your LinkedIn and your Facebook, and go find someone. Blended Black Family jumped in to say hi. Sorry you had to run. Hey, what's up? Come back Friday. See Monday. And yes, so that's one thing to avoid burnout, is doing the VA exercise. What can you delegate out? And then hire someone to do it. Like, honestly, it does not cost that much. Maybe like, a couple of $100, like $100 a week or something, to just do those tasks. And the other thing is eat properly so your energy levels are at its highest. And one thing I schedule in is break time. Schedule in your break time. So there's an app, it's called Be Focused, and it's basically you set timers for your tasks. So it gives you like 25-minute intervals where you are working on that task, no interruptions, turn everything else off, no notifications, nothing. And it goes around, it goes 25 minutes, and that 25 minutes, it stops and it gives you a 5-minute break. And then you walk around, you like chill, and then you can go back and do it again. And then it gives you a longer break later. So this way you still feel like you're being, like you're getting a lot done. However, you're taking those little breaks in between. I find that really helps, because sometimes when we're really in the groove of something, we don't stop to take a break, and then we're burnt out, and then we're like, why the hell am I so tired I didn't take a break? Like, what you want to do really is, I know we spend a lot of time scheduling our business, but not a lot of time scheduling our life. We don't schedule our life because we're like, it's our life, why would we schedule it? No, I schedule in all of my downtime, my fun time, my gym time, my nutrition time, like whatever it is, I schedule it in. So if you want like pamper time for you, or a massage, or like a reflection time, schedule that in. And then all of the other things you schedule in between that. You schedule your work in between your life that takes care of you. Because guys, as entrepreneurs, you're the focus of your business. You are the source. You are the focal point. If you are not taken care of and you burn out, you're done. You can't achieve anything. You can't bring on new clients. You can't make money. Done, done, done. You can't have it happen, right? So take care of yourself. Schedule the things that take care of yourself first, then schedule in your business stuff, not the other way around. And I guarantee you will have a tremendous opening for inspiration, for freedom, for just like yourself, right? That would be my number one recommendation in terms of like, how do you balance it all? It's like you schedule the balance in first and your business around that, not the other way around. Azetta is saying, working with Monique has helped me to outsource my business. Such a huge change for me with removing a lot of the stress I felt before. Thanks, coach. Azetta, girl, you are so welcome. That is like my mantra is like, whatever you can outsource, outsource. Whatever you can have someone else do that does not require, because you are working on your business, right? Like your best, most amazing ideas have to come from you. No one else can do that. All the other little nitty gritty, like get that off your plate. Get it off your plate, please. Get it off your plate. Hey, Erin, welcome, welcome. I'm also live on Instagram in case you're looking for me. So yes, so the question today was, what do you do when you want to transition from one entrepreneurial pursuit to another? And really my counter question to that would be, how much time and energy did you already give the one that you're doing? What had it not work? Because sometimes the things that had it not work in that business is the same thing you're going to go and transfer onto the other business. A lot of the times, sometimes the same things that are bugging you here are going to bug you over there. And if it is really a new entrepreneurial journey, like 100% new, and you're like, okay, I did it. It's not for me. I want to go do something else. My advice to you would be, make sure you still have, like if you have clients or money coming in from the existing business, foster those, let that finance your new business so you can take the time to develop the new business. But I would literally like start it. Just that's the short answer. Like you want to so start it. You want to make sure that works, right? So you've got to test it. You can't test it if you don't start it. You could shut down the entire business. Like if nothing's happening over there with the business, just shut it down because it's taking up space and energy and time. So you guys know, when I had my jewelry business, by the 5th year I was done, but I still kept it for another 2 years because my identity was wrapped up in this business and I couldn't shut it down because I was like, then who am I if I shut this down? However, my inability to shut it down is what had me not be able to pursue the things with gusto because I just was so attached to it, I couldn't shut it down. As soon as I shut it down, I knew what I needed to do. Everything became more clear. I got super inspired. I felt more free, all of that. So if there's something that's really not serving you, don't drag it along. Shut it down. If you've given it its due, you've given it a chance, shut it down and start your new thing. Just start it, test it, start taking on clients, taking on customers, whatever it is, and do it instantly. Don't wait for your website, your copy, everything's all perfect. You are in the testing mode. So if you're not sure how to start lean, go get the book, The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. Anyways, The Lean Startup. There's only one guy who writes it. Go get the book and it will transform how you start business. I absolutely adore this book. Everybody in business has looked at this book, and because it's no more about building the perfect package and then putting it out in the world. Nobody cares. You cannot test and grow and adapt and change if you build it perfectly and then try to put it out in the world. You want to grow it with your customer. Your customers help dictate exactly what it is that you're building, right? And that's the same thing with my courses, right? I live coach them purposely because I want to know what works and what doesn't work. And this way I can test templates and tools and talk to my customer directly. It's not just online, so I have no feedback, no way to figure out, am I creating value? Because guys, that's all this is about. Creating value. That's it. What value are you creating and who are you creating it for? The last piece of that is, how are you articulating the value that you're giving? If you don't know how to articulate it, call me, girl. Really, because if nobody knows why you do what you do, why you're different, then there's nothing else there's no reason for them to come to you versus somebody else. That's really the long and short of it. Anyways, guys, that's it. That's all. That is the conclusion of Dirty 30 Live Q&A Fridays. I'm here every Monday and Friday. We're thinking about Wednesdays. Stay tuned for the podcast that's underway, thinking, formulating. If you guys have topics and questions and things you want discussed there, please, please, please DM me. If there's people you would love for me to interview, DM me. Because it's going to be an interview type of podcast, which is going to be amazing. I love collaboration and connecting and that type of conversation. So stay tuned for the podcast. It's called Your Juicy Delicious Life. And I need to record a bunch of them before I can put it out for you guys. But that's what's coming up. So I am really looking forward to that. Yes, by Azetta, by Jamila, the ladies who are in the course with me. And I really, really can't wait to learn more about the people who are on here, and DM me if you want to know more about what I do. All right. Have an amazing Friday. Have an amazing weekend.